Good afternoon, students. Welcome to our session today. Now, in our previous lesson, we looked at what is a business and the types of businesses. Now, in order for us to come up with today's topic, I'll now read you a story and you will tell me what you think we'll be looking at today. What type of business unit? Monica's aunt loved to do nail painting. She was advised by her best friend to open her own business. The business will be owned and run by her only. She will get to take all the profits and she will be solely responsible. She will also be responsible for all the debts and losses in the business. So can you tell me what business we'll be looking at today? Right, so we'll be looking at sole trader. Now, as we are in the computer laboratory today, we'll be utilizing the tools that are here. We have the projector and we have the computers. So in today's lesson, we'll be utilizing all those, right? So allow me to project the screen so you can see the PowerPoint. Great. So having the projected PowerPoint, it would be easier to go over the topic with you. So as I said, we're looking at the forms of businesses. And our main form of business today would be the sole trader. So these are our objectives. We are going to define and explain what a sole trader is, state the characteristics, advantage and disadvantages. Now let's take a look at this video.
Sheehan is a natural when it comes to dogs. They love her, and the feeling is mutual. So she decides to start up a dog walking service in her neighborhood. Within a few weeks, she's got a lot of happy customers. Sheehan Unleashed is considered a sole proprietor.
So having watched the video now, can you come up with a definition for sole trader? Very good. Now let's take a look at this definition. Who or what is a sole trader? Now, a sole trader is a person who has total ownership of and responsibility for managing his or her own business, right? So they have the full ownership of the business. They're the sole owner. Hence the name sole trader or sole proprietorship. Now, these are the characteristics. He or she manages the business and may have the services of family and friends. He or she enjoys all the profits and bear all the risk. The capital is limited since the savings of the owner fund the business. He or she has personal contact with the client. He or she performs large variety of tasks related to the business operation. And this type of business is not incorporated, meaning that it doesn't have a separate identity. So therefore, it is easy to set up. Now, can you think of some examples? Right, right, good. So basically, sole trader business are mostly from the service industries, which includes decorators, electrician, plumber, hairdressers, lawyers, and all those persons, right? They are considered to be sole trader.
Which has certain advantages. Sheehan makes her own hours and is her own boss. The downside is she's also doing all the work, from buying supplies to scheduling to collecting payment. She's a one-woman show. And if anything were to go wrong, her liability is unlimited. If she were sued for damages and lost, she could lose most of her personal assets. Soon, Sheehan's got more doggy, which has certain.
Good. So can you think of some advantages now? Yes. Very good. Now, some advantages would include ease of formation, independence, simple organizational structure, since it may be one person, the sole owner, and then maybe one or two employees under that. You may have personal control, you may have personal service, you may have secrecy, so you don't have to display or disclose your information to anybody, maybe except to the tax authorities, right? So what are some disadvantages now? Disadvantages of being a sole trader would include limited source of finance. Remember, you're a one-man show, right? So you wouldn't be having any much money coming in to finance your business. You may have lack of specialized staff. So since if it's a small business, you may not have that many specialized staff, right? So let's say for a cashier, they may have to know how to operate the computer using the QuickBooks systems and so forth, right? You may have over-reliance on one's personal health and vigor. So since you're the sole owner, you rely on yourself and you want to keep going, and that may cause health damages. Unlimited liability. Now, since it's a small business, right, you may have unlimited liability, meaning that you can get into debt. You may take loans and so forth, right? So you're having unlimited liability. Another one is lack of leisure time. Now, there's also a lack of technology in this business because remember, it's mostly in the service industry and it's on small scale. So you don't have to get much technology to do your tasks. So having the discussion all about sole trader business, we are going to do a short quiz now. And do you know how we are going to do that? You must be wondering. So since we are in the computer lab, we are going to use the computers. Now on the systems in front of you, the computer, on the computer, it has a file there. Now a Word document. So you're going to open that and you're going to copy that link and paste it in the browser. So come on, quickly do that. Everyone got through? Great. So great. So when you open up that link, it should take you to a Google form, which is your quiz, and it should look like this when you open it. Right, the projector, how it's displayed there? Right. So it should open up like this. So what you're going to do, you're going to fill out the first page. With your first name, last name. Your grade, and then you move on to the next page. Everyone getting through? Very good. So you click next and you move to the next page. Now on this page, this is where all the questions are being displayed. So whichever you think is the correct answer, you click and select. And then when you're finished, you submit. And you will also know your scores right after. So you have 10 minutes to do so. Quickly do so. Very good. So that brings us to the end of our lesson today. So before we go, let's quickly recap what we did. So can you tell me what is a sole trader or who is a sole trader? Very good. What are some examples? Great. Mhm. List one advantage and one disadvantage for me. Anybody? Yes. Great. So before we go, let me display this again. This is your homework. So ensure you complete your homework. So this is a case study and you have to answer it, right? So that brings us to the end of our class today. So ensure you complete your homework. You're now dismissed.